Hello everyone, and welcome to MyniQ podcast. I'm your host, and I'll be sharing short English stories and conversations with you every day. Today's episode is The Blackout. And the text level is 8. Learn how to make really complicated sentences, check everything you learn, and practice using it by writing and talking. Stick around till the end for 5 quick questions to test your understanding. Alright then, let's get listening!
The blackout. It was a typical Wednesday evening when the power grid collapsed, plunging the city into darkness. At first, people thought it was just a minor outage, but as the hours ticked by and the lights remained off, panic began to set in. I was driving home from work when my car's seat suddenly malfunctioned, leading me down a series of increasingly narrow streets. As I navigated through the maze-like roads, I noticed that the buildings around me were becoming increasingly decrepit, as if they had been abandoned for years. It wasn't until I stumbled upon a group of looters, armed to the teeth and raiding a local convenience store, that I realized the true extent of the situation. The city was on the brink of chaos, and it seemed like nobody knew what to do. As I watched in horror, the looters began to move out into the streets, taking advantage of the power outage to wreak havoc on the city. I knew I had to get out of there, but as I turned to leave, I realized that my car was stuck in a dead-end alley, surrounded by the very same looters who had just terrorized the convenience store.
Now, let's move on to the conversation between Billy, Meg, Kelly, and their teacher, Louis, after reading the novel.
I'm still trying to process what happened in the novel. The power grid collapsing and the city descending into chaos was so unsettling.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like 1 minute everything is fine, and the next, people are looting and rioting. It's crazy.
I think it's really interesting how the author explored the themes of chaos and anarchy. It made me think about how fragile our society is.
That's a great point, Billy. The novel does show us that even in the most unexpected moments, people can turn on each other. It's a sobering reminder of our human nature.
I also loved how the protagonist found himself stuck in this dead-end alley surrounded by looters. It was like he was trapped in this nightmare scenario and couldn't escape.
Yeah, that part was intense, and I loved how he had to use his wits to survive. It's like, even in the most desperate situations, we can find a way out if we're resourceful enough. That's one of the things I appreciate about this novel. It shows us that even in the darkest times, there is always hope for redemption and escape.
I'm gonna have to read more books like this. It's been really thought-provoking, and I love how it challenges my perspectives on the world.
Definitely. I think we should start a book club and discuss more novels like this. It would be so much fun.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, and maybe we can even invite some other readers to join us. That's a great idea, Kerry. I'm in if you are.
Now, let's test your understanding of the novel and the dialogue with 5 questions. Question 1. What happened to the power grid in the novel? A. The power grid was upgraded to a more efficient system. B. The city's main electrical station caught on fire. C. The power grid collapsed, plunging the city into darkness. D. The government decided to turn off the lights as an experiment. E. The city's residents all went on vacation and forgot to pay their bills. The answer is C. The power grid collapsed, plunging the city into darkness. Question 2. Why did the protagonist get stuck in a dead-end alley? A. He was driving home from work when his Jeep's malfunctioned. B. He was lost while exploring the city's abandoned buildings. C. He was trying to find a way out of the looters' territory. D. He was on a mission to rescue a friend who got stuck in the alley. E. He was just driving randomly and ended up there by chance. The answer is A. He was driving home from work when his gates malfunctioned. Question 3. What did the author explore through the novel? A. The themes of peace and harmony in the city. B. The effects of a power outage on the city's residents. C. The importance of having a backup plan for emergencies. D. The themes of chaos and anarchy in the city. E. The benefits of living in a society with no rules or laws. The answer is D. The themes of chaos and anarchy in the city. Question 4. What did the protagonist have to use to survive? A. His car's Jeep system. B. His phone's emergency alarm feature. C. His wits and resourcefulness. D. The help of his friends who were nearby. E. A map that he had with him. The answer is C. His wits and resourcefulness. Question 5. What is the main takeaway from the novel? A. Even in the darkest times, there is always hope for redemption and escape. B. The city's residents are not prepared to handle emergencies. C. A power outage can bring out the worst in people. D. The protagonist was lucky to have escaped alive. E. The city needs to invest more in its electrical system. The answer is A. Even in the darkest times, there is always hope for redemption and escape. That's it for today's quiz. How many did you answer correctly? Thanks for tuning in to my channel today. I hope you enjoyed the stories and conversations and found the quiz challenging yet fun. Don't forget to subscribe or follow us for more daily English learning content. Until next time, keep practicing your English and have a wonderful day.